this is the winder off the top of that Coronado. Should sit like this, and there's a screw here that clearly came out of this hole, and every time you push on it, this spring keeps popping out of place here. So I'm gonna unscrew this screw here. And see. Okay. Oh, and there's a spring that's under here that's supposed to be returning this flipper a bit better too. Alright, well, start by putting the screw back in here, because clearly that screw has to go in before the bobbin winder gets put back together. And it's a bit stiff, so I'm going to just throw this whole thing in my penetrating oil bath and let it get blasted with hot oil for a bit. And then we'll come back and reassemble this. Laid out here we have the parts for this bobbin winder for the Coronado. And we need to reassemble this. And you'll remember that when I disassemble it, I found this screw was kind of loose and stuck up inside it, and that is why it was not working properly. So, first things first, we need to get this big flapper back in place. And it has this low profile spring that it sits on. There's a pin hole for one end of the spring, and then there's a hole in the there it is. There's the other hole. I need to get this short shouldered screw in. Alright, that seems to be flipping properly. We'll get a drop of oil Okay, so the first part is in. Next, we have this oh wait. that screw is holding this bracket on. That was our problem with this mess. Let me get this shouldered screw off of our this bracket here, and now we need to get a couple of things together here. So first we need to get our this long spring in place, and there's a pinhole for the tab on the ear of that spring to go. And then on the other side we've got this big compression spring here, and that fits right in that hole on the side of the winder, and then it sets on a bump on this bracket. And we get a I'm gonna take this. This is our pivot screw. I'm just setting it in place here to help me hold this all together, so that I can put this screw in. Alright, I foolishly stuck this in upside down, but it did help me get this all together. Okay, so we've got our winder, our tire, that compression spring in the hole, and then on this button here so it'll stay in place. This screw, which was loose, is now keeping this latch in place, and then our this long spring is wound under the latch here and stuck in the pin, and our pivot is coming up through. So this all goes on the underside of our bracket, and we have to take, I'm holding the flipper up out of the way and then putting the shoulder screw in place, screwing it down. All right. There we go. And then we pull our long arm under there. Beautiful. I'll put a dab of oil on this. Perfect. All right, now this winder is automatically working. When you pop it over, pulls the latch in, and then as that finger gets pushed out when the bobbin winds, it releases. And then it's got the automatic tire tensioner. That's what this spring is for. The latch pulls over, and then the spring is what holds the tire against the wheel, so you don't have as much adjustment to do to get the winder to turn. There is a physical adjustment on this winder for the bobbins. This winder uses the notch on bobbins for drive, so it's going to be happier with machined bobbins, not stamped metal bobbins like this. And I'm going to get a good set of machined bobbins, because then I'm going to have to bend this over, and it looks like it's bent. There. I'm gonna lift this. Gonna bend this arm up a little bit too. Yeah, all right. There, ever so gently. Fit our bobbin onto the key, and then there we go. It spins freely with that finger in place, and then as it fills, the finger releases. Beautiful. I'm going to pop a tire on this and we can reinstall it.